Blue Sky is a relatively new social site because we need another social site. No, I mean that. We need another social site. I'm Larry Fedoruk, and this is Later That Same Life. On each episode of my weekly podcast, a different topic, discussion, or story from our lives.
Season 15, Chapter 3.
I'm on BlueSky.
BlueSky is a social site. It looks and acts a lot like Twitter. Not X, but Twitter. Its symbol is a blue butterfly reminiscent of Twitter's blue bird. Although I read that the color of the butterfly is actually azure. Azure is a kind of blue, and it is called Blue Sky, not Azure Sky, so I'm going with blue. Azure, yeah, sure. When I joined, I was immediately reminded of the song Blue Skies. 1,000 different people have recorded it. After all, it was written by Irving Berlin in 1926. Willie Nelson's version is probably most famous. Blue skies, smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Blue birds singing a song. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Well, there you have it. Even in 1926, the Twitter blue bird was singing in the blue sky. The similarity between the once beloved Twitter and the newer Blue Sky is no coincidence. Blue Sky was developed by Jack Dorsey, one of the original co-founders of Twitter. Blue Sky was a developmental project within Twitter back in 2019. Then by 2022, Elon Musk bought Twitter, changed it to X, and basically ruined it. Dorsey has been critical of Musk's operation, taking the blue bird of happiness and replacing it with a dark black X. However, I should point out Dorsey has left the board at Blue Sky. He helped found it, but is no longer involved. How many people on Blue Sky? Hard to say. The number keeps changing exponentially every day. Some say about 20 million, which includes about 3.5 million active daily users. That's a lot of people, but 2 or 3 billion on Facebook, about 500 million on X. But it's early. Blue Sky actually took a big bump after the U.S. election, and X's numbers are going down. You know how social media works. You tell 2 friends, they tell 2 friends, they tell 10 friends, and they tell 1,000 friends, and the next thing you know, you're viral. Blue Sky trending up. It's funny now to compare social media numbers to older traditional media numbers. 100 million people watched the final episode of MASH. And of course, that's huge. But today, a guy with a dog who can imitate a police siren can get as many views as a news anchor on MSNBC. So I'm on Facebook and X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm joking there because I'm amazed how many people on TV still say that. X, formerly known as Twitter. Like, okay, guys, it's been 2 years. I think most people have already heard. I think maybe they say that as a shot to Elon Musk. X, formerly known as Twitter. As in, I wish it was still Twitter. I've also heard people say, so-and-so tweeted on X recently. Tweet is still a term. Of course, on X, it's just called a post, not a tweet. There's actually a discussion going on about what to call a post on Blue Sky. If Twitter was tweets, what is on Blue Sky? My idea was call it a blueski. Did you see the blueski on Blue Sky? It was outrageous. I don't think that's going to catch on. Anyway, yes, I'm on Facebook and X. I think I have an account on Pinterest, but I have no idea why I signed up there years ago and I've never been back. I have a YouTube channel for my podcasts, so I guess I'm on YouTube, And that's pretty much it. That's the extent of my social media footprint. And now, Blue Sky. I'm not on Instagram or TikTok. I thought about Threads, which is the Facebook version of Twitter, but I never joined. Still might. I might join LinkedIn. I don't know, all these sites, it would be too much. See, I'm kind of old school. I feel that to be a member of a social site, it's like being a member of a social club. And that means that I have to contribute. Too many clubs, well, that's my whole day. Making posts and interacting with people online. I know people spend their whole day doing that. I just can't. I'm trying to do less of that, actually. I'm trying to get out and talk to physical human beings, even if it's the small talk elevator weather chat. It's more human and less silicon. Now, I want to make a distinction here. Well, maybe it's more like a comparison. Is 500 channels too much to have on your TV? Of course it is. You're not going to watch all those channels, but it's nice to have the options. I kind of feel that way about social sites. Bring them on. Let's have thousands. And then we can pick and choose the ones we want to be on. Joining a new social site at this point for me is interesting. When I joined Facebook and Twitter, and by the way, you want to feel old? Facebook started in 2004, Twitter around 2006. So when I joined, I had a job on traditional media, a radio talk show host. And we used to say, find me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. We tried to leverage our traditional media audience to build our social media following. And then on social media, we pointed people back to our traditional media jobs. It didn't really work. What mostly happened is that we were helping the new media kill the old media by promoting it incessantly. Well, I no longer have that traditional media platform, so on Blue Sky, I'm starting from scratch. It's just me. And I don't know if I want to build a huge following. I just want to be on a site that is more like Twitter, now known as X. And what is Blue Sky like? Well, I mentioned that it looks and acts a lot like Twitter. Some have said that it's simply an echo chamber for the left. Maybe. Too soon to tell for me. And if you know me at all, I am left of center. I am a liberal Democrat. I'm a bleeding heart snowflake libtard. I also realize the inherent problems that come with being one. Our old elitist condescending preaching methods of getting our message across no longer work. We do need to rethink our strategies. In the meantime, my point is, I don't want to be on a site where I see MAGA-style anti-vax, anti-abortion, homophobic, climate change deniers who are against DEI programs. Why would I want that? If I wanted to be under constant abuse for my actions and opinions, I'd become a politician. Politician. The only job you go to where every day at least half of the people are bent on telling you what a shitty job you're doing. Why would anyone go into politics is beyond me. Well, radio talk show host was kind of like that, but not as bad as politics. So I don't want that, and I know what people say. They say, well, your view is skewed. You're not getting both sides. You're not getting the whole story. You're only getting the facts and opinions from the people that agree with you, or who will support your point of view. Well, you see, that's only partly true. First of all, have you ever heard of algorithms? Algorithms are them already deciding what they're going to feed you based on what you consumed earlier. You know, I've seen these posts on Facebook where people say, I'm leaving Facebook. There's just too much negativity. Yet, how often have you scrolled past a post that you like without clicking like? It takes like a half a second. But you don't do it. Or you don't block or snooze people you don't like. It's a relationship. You have to contribute. You have to be more active, which means you won't totally control your algorithm, but you can affect it. And I do seek out contrary points of view. I do listen to opposing opinions from smart, educated individuals who present a fact-based argument. The thing is, that's not social media, is it? At least not that often. It's more facts be damned. Social is filled with agenda-driven zealots who may or may not be hackers from Russia or China. And social media is stuck in the middle of the debate between censorship and content moderation. They seem to be paralyzed by it. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Content moderation is not censorship. But yet for some, content moderation seems to be a throwback to the old days of gatekeepers who decided what we see and what we hear. Social was supposed to be wide open, free of all the regulations. Content for the people, from the people, decided by the people. And how's that working out? Blue Sky moderates content. Great. I love that. I guess it's because I agree with their parameters. If that changes and it becomes too oppressive, then I'll leave. Here's some facts from online's The Conversation. Blue Sky uses hashtags, and users address each other by using the @ symbol. Replies, quotes, and reposts all work much as they do on X. As I said earlier, visually they're very similar, which might explain why Blue Sky was able to gain such quick popularity compared to other new sites. Blue Sky distinguishes from X through a set of features where users can control their experience and shape the culture of the platform as a whole for them. You know, if you truly believe in what you think, say, or do, or post, I don't think there's anything wrong with seeking out people who support you. I just want to spend more time with some like-minded people. Otherwise, the whole experience starts to become like anti-social media. And let's face it, if social media was actually a place where the world could gather in a virtual public square or town hall and have lively discussions, sharing our experiences and stories, well, I know it can be that. But it really isn't that at all, is it? Social media is unique in that the product is you. You are the content, you are the customer, but you are also the product. Social media has spent the last 30 years gathering as much data on you as possible, and it's all for the purpose of selling it back to you. Funny posts and viral videos are one thing, but it's actually your age, your location, your income, your education, your habits, your likes and dislikes. That's really what they want. That information is priceless. One of my favorite authors on the subject is Shoshana Zuboff, who a few years ago penned The Age of Surveillance Capitalism. Check out that book. Data is the new form of power. When you know what someone wants, when they want it, you know exactly where they are in relation to that thing, and you know their financial ability to get it, well, that's a holy grail. And who knows all that? Facebook knows all that. Google knows. And I guess it's one thing if that gets you a good deal on some winter tires, but it's quite another if they start telling you who to vote for and why. You know, the term social media is a misnomer. It's just a data gathering mechanism. And I guess we can call it what we want as long as we understand what's going on. For example, we still call them ride-sharing apps. Ride-sharing, Uber, Lyft. No one is sharing a ride. It's a business. People are employed to overcharge to give someone a ride in their car. It's a taxi service, nothing else. It's not ride-sharing. Yet we blissfully lope along thinking of it as ride-sharing, thinking of it as social media. It's not. All said, now, why would I go to a new social site? Well, I'll tell you, if I'm in the grocery store and at the end of the aisle There's a woman with a temporary kiosk and a toaster oven, and she's handing out these new bagel snacks. I'll try one. I might even take the coupon and buy a box. That's it. Blue Sky. Well, let's try it. I'll snack on that for a bit, see if it leaves an aftertaste. The problem with Blue Sky, as with X, Facebook, and many others, is it tries to be all things to all people. They want everybody to join, and then after that, they will gather the data and adjust your algorithm to adjust your experience. Some say the future of social media will be more niche sites aimed at specific communities who already have an established set of likes. Soccer, art, fashion, whatever. And those already exist, but it's thought that the growth area for social media will be in these niche platforms. This so-called new media has seen the expanse of social commerce, the influencer marketing trend, and the creator economy. Plus, social media is only beginning to feel the effects of AI. It is a growing percentage of people who rely on social media for their information. It remains to be seen if authenticity will be a priority when we go to social. Can we handle the truth? Do we even care? So with this proliferation of creators, influencers, brands, not to mention the sites themselves and their own agenda, it could mean that social media of the future will in fact be less social, just more about sales. And of course a lot of that has happened already. I am not a typical social media user. I enjoyed the idea of it at the beginning, but as I said, now it's become something else altogether. And really, I'm not the demographic that social media is looking for. I'm not the demographic social media was even meant for. Really, all of modern technology was not built for my demographic. I'm able to use it, but it wasn't meant for me. For example, I don't use a lot of the social media on my phone. One of my favorite lines I heard recently, I wish I could remember who said it so I could give them proper credit, but they said, "Hey, it's a beautiful day to go outside and look at your phone." I tend to mostly use my phone as a phone. I limit my time on social media so that when I'm actually out among people, they are the ones I interact with instead of an avatar on a screen. I have a friend who's actually in the media data business, who has been weaning herself off of social media for like the last 8 months. Hopes to be off it totally by year's end. Don't know that I could do that. I don't even know if that's a growing trend, but it's out there. It's part of the conversation. As a kid, I remember being told to turn off the TV and go outside. At least for some people, they are in the 21st century version of that story. So I'm on Blue Sky. Nothing but blue sky from now on. Find me there, Larry Fedoric. Together we can build a movement and change the world. Or at the very least, exchange pictures of what we had for lunch.
Later That Same Life is written, voiced, and produced by Larry Fedoric. LarryFedoric37@gmail.com. Subscribe to Larry's podcast YouTube channel. Get automatic notifications with each new episode.
Blue skies turn.